Empower to Integrate, a collaborative initiative by Aditus Foundation and the African Media Association Malta. This program is dedicated to advancing integration and social inclusion for third country nationals in Malta. It is funded by the Asylum, Migration and Integration Fund, co-funded by the European Union and carried out in collaboration with the Parliamentary Secretariat for European Funds.
Welcome to the Empower to Integrate project. This is a platform for third country nationals to boost their visibility, amplify their voices, and share their perspective. It also aims to strengthen community empowerment and build social ties in Malta. Hi, I'm Nesli Mayu, and I'm the project lead strategist and radio show host. Today we'll be talking about what does food mean to you? And we're going to delve a bit deeper into understanding how food plays a role in terms of memory, identity, and connection with our family, friends, and communities. And also show how you can be, in a different country, having moved to Malta, and you have special memories that you can bring along with you as part of your identity and building in Malta. I'd like to give a warm welcome to Hill Gain. Hello and welcome.
Hi, I'm Hill. I'm from Philippines. I'm very honored to be here. I'm a chef and I've been here for 7 years already.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. Hill is from the Philippines and is a chef. This restaurant offers authentic Filipino cuisine, which is deeply tied to family and celebration. They have a wide selection of Filipino cuisine, which is a rich layered mix of indigenous traditions and historical influences, especially from Spain, China, and the US. Rice is also essential, and most meals revolve around this. A popular street and comfort food is lechon, a whole roasted pig, usually served during celebrations. On the noodle side, pancit comes in from many regional variations and is only often eaten at birthdays for good luck. The result is food that balances sweet, sour, salty, and sometimes bitter flavors in a way that's quite distinctive in Southeast Asia. I'd also like to welcome Ben Muscat.
Hi.
Hi, thank you very much for joining us today.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. Ben's parents, Benny and Maria, founded a restaurant in 1964. What began as their dream quickly became a beloved destination known for authentic Maltese cuisine. Ben returned to Malta 25 years ago following his mother's request to continue with their legacy, which he has embraced with passion and dedication. Since then, his focus has been to preserve Maltese traditions while ensuring every guest experiences the very best of Maltese food. Hill, when living in a different country, how can food be used to connect people, both to their original home and where they're living right now, as part of their own identity?
So as a Filipino, we Filipino like to celebrate. We gather around and revolves around food, singing, karaoke. We always bring food that we can enjoy together, and that's one thing that we bring community together here abroad.
Thank you very much. And Ben, can you share a bit more from the night your dad bought the bar to buying Palazzo Pescatore? I know it's quite a long story, so if you could just share with us for the audience to understand a bit more.
Oh, with great joy. Back in those days, my parents were just dating, I would say, or engaged. They were both teachers, and my father had visited a bar in Mosta. And on a flip of a coin one night, the next day, he turned to the restaurant owner or the bar owner and took on the restaurant. So I think the first 4 years of their dating, Dad was running this restaurant as well as teaching at the same time. He just told me the other day that he quit his teaching job only on the day of his marriage of their marriage in 1968. So he still kept his teaching job whilst running the restaurant back then. And my mom was very involved, especially in the later years when my father opened the Palazzo Pescatore. In fact, he opened that in the month I was born, in March 1971. I'm giving away my age here. And my mom was very much involved in the restaurant. In fact, she even moved all our things into this old palazzo. And I was brought up in this environment surrounded by chefs and staff and clients and bands that were playing every night. So a very different upbringing, I would say, but a very entertaining one too.
I can imagine. Hill, what role can traditional Filipino foods such as adobo and alo-alo play when bringing families and friends together as you celebrate in your communities?
So every celebration that we have, we always bring food. Adobo. Adobo is like a comfort food for us Filipino, and it brings us together, not just by having food, but gathering as well. Halo-halo in a sense. Halo-halo, it's a mixture of different flavors, colors. Like our community, we're very versatile and we integrate a lot easily.
Thank you. Ben, can you share with us a bit more about your identity growing up as a child in this different environment that what other children may have held and how it impacted your life?
Well, at a young age, I was already driving a car back in the 70s and 80s without a license, helping my parents, getting all the produce from the farmers and the fishermen from one restaurant to another. I mean, living in an old palazzo with these great bands in those days, people like Anso Guzman and Bezu and Freddie Portelli. I remember them all. In fact, I still know all the music they used to play still to today. So it was a very electric environment. Even as a young kid, going up to the chefs and ordering what food I needed because my parents were too busy to have the normal, childhood type of home environment. So I was completely surrounded by our restaurant, and it helped me become what I am today.
Yeah, thank you. And Hill, how can street food empower people through entrepreneurship as well as boost economic empowerment and help build stronger communities?
I think by supporting all the establishments. A few years ago, there's not much of a Filipino restaurant here. There's one, and we keep supporting it. And now there's a lot of Filipino cuisine restaurant. And a few years when I first came here, I would always buy when I go to work. I forget the name. The cheese.
Patsitsi.
Patsitsi, yeah, exactly. That's what I was trying to remember. The patsitsi. It's like my breakfast all the time when I'm going to work. And supporting establishment like help the community to thrive the better economy.
Yeah. Would you say it's difficult to set up a business with Filipino food in Malta?
It depends, but right now there's a lot, so I think it's easy.
Yeah. So it can become quite popular, even though we're in Malta and there's a lot of food that we still enjoy of the Maltese
like in
people.
our restaurant, there's a lot of foreigners buying in our restaurant, and they like the food.
Okay. And Ben, how do you preserve traditional values, secret recipes and methods such as Nana's ravioli, as well balance them with the modern and youthful vision that you bring?
Yes, the traditions are there. We don't want to change those old traditions. We don't want to. We want to preserve them. The homemade ravioli. One of our chefs who's been with us over 25 years prepares these ravioli, hundreds of them, and they're still considered, absolutely so tasty and good. My mother's recipe of the pulpetti, which are beef patties. My dad's recipe of the spinach dall'anciova, which is a recipe from Rabat, from his old town, where we fry anchovies in bread dough with sun-dried tomatoes. The traditional rabbit, and maybe my grandmother's recipe with the ice cream, gelatanana, where we still do it by hand today. We don't want to change these old traditions. We still want to prepare them the same way they always used to be prepared. The only thing that has changed is the way we present it. In order to remain in touch with client expectations, there is the modern flair. Even the chefs today prefer, to have their touch in the way they're going to present our food. So it's prepared in a traditional way, but presented with a modern flair. So you get the best of both worlds.
Okay. And so that hasn't enlightened you to change, because there's a lot of different cuisines, as we're hearing from Hill as well, that are coming into Malta? You still have that very traditional food base.
Absolutely. I mean, we welcome all the various cuisines that exist in Malta. I mean, back when we opened, maybe there were 10, 20 restaurants. Today there are over 2,000. We welcome that. But for us, being one of the oldest family restaurants in Malta, we want to stick to our roots and offer what is genuinely, authentically Maltese. Maybe in a more modern way, in a fun way, with what we do in terms of entertainment and singing and dancing and the warmth of our Maltese hospitality. But it's a good mix, you know.
Yeah. And Hill, from your point of view, because Ben is able to access, a local produce or spices or food that they, need to use to prepare meals, how does this impact the Filipino food where you might not have all the ingredients?
We integrate by sourcing the ingredients what Malta's island has. Some of the ingredients that are similar to the Philippines, we source here, but some also like we don't have here, but very important to the cuisine, we still export back in the Philippines.
Okay, so even using local produce, you're still able to bring in the flavors and taste for your food.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. And from your perspective, what commonalities do you feel we may have with the Maltese people in relation to cultural traditions such as the fiestas, the festivals, and the patron saints?
The tradition is definitely the festival.
Mm-hmm.
Like in Malta, we like celebrating outside the street, dancing, singing, and food as well. And that's the common, I think, that we have in Malta, and the religion as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so you'd find that we were talking earlier about, even though we're different, is that we are very similar in ways. So we talk about the food, we talk about culture, and even the festivals that we celebrate it in the same way. So we can integrate a lot easier.
Like Staffat al-Finek.
Yeah.
I really like that dish. We have the similar dish that we call caldereta. So they're similar, but it's beef.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Oh, I'd love to try it.
That's what I bet.
Okay, book me up.
I also find the similarities between having rice for most of your meals and with the Maltese, they have the hobsa and the starchy food. Is there any commonality between that, if any of you can share where this is coming from?
I don't know. I can't, because we're so embedded in the old tradition of serving certain roasted vegetables and baked potatoes with fennel. There are those very specific traditions. Do I see any similarities with Filipino food?
I think not really sure.
Mm-hmm.
I know you love your chicken, don't you? A lot
Yes,
of Filipinos love chicken. So I'm sure you'll beat us on any way you can prepare chicken.
And Ben, what legacy will you and Lara, your sister, carry forward to the next generation, taking into account that your family restaurant is one of the oldest and most popular in Malta?
It's a wonderful legacy. It's a legacy where we've met so many people. We have families that have been dining with us, in their second and third generations, soon even their fourth, so we welcome them with such pride, after so many decades. And carrying this on also with our own next generations of our own family, carrying the torch of my parents, Benny and Maria, being great, hospitality people that started all this back in the day. So many people know them, and we carry their name with pride. I do that so much in our restaurant when I go around. Our photos, our family photos, are in black and white, explaining who my parents are, and showing off also, what we are today. Mm-hmm. Asking, where are they from, and we get people from over 20 nationalities, 20 countries in one single night. It's so great to be able to carry my mother and father's name after all these years.
Mm-hmm. And Hill, from your side, in your view, how does one navigate overcoming prejudices and discrimination of certain foods we consume, as well as becoming more resilient in the workplace or even in public?
One is education, by being grounded and learning other food through culture. It's really important. When I was traveling abroad, I always would try other cuisine of their country, so I understand how good their food is. And when I first came here, when in my previous work, I asked this Maltese lady. Her name is Muscat. Hi. I asked her how to make stuffed talfinek. She didn't just told me the ingredients and also the procedure how to make it. And that's how prejudice empower everyone, like learning other food through learning other culture through food.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. And Ben, how else can we use hospitality as a powerful tool to continue to bridge cultures and bring people together? As you mentioned, that there's almost 2,000 restaurants now in Malta.
How can we use our restaurants to bridge cultures together? I don't know. It's a big question. What I see is when we welcome guests at our place with so many nationalities, and as I said, I go around asking guests, where are you from? And so we might have guests sitting on adjacent tables who say they're from Ukraine. The next table is from Russia. We might have Israel and Lebanon sitting next to each other. Lately, guests saying they're from the USA would shy away and speak softly when they say that. It's funny, isn't it?
Yes.
Although we had someone from Washington, stood proudly and said, "I'm from Washington, D.C." I don't know, when you're in this type of restaurant environment, you're sitting there, you're enjoying local cuisine, you're enjoying the environment. I think those barriers tend to fade away because you're all, there's so much human commonality there, and I'd like to see that there isn't any. I don't know how to say this, quite honestly. We're much more relaxed in a restaurant than we would be outside on the street, I would say.
Thank you for sharing that with us. And from your side, Hill, in terms of integrating within Malta, you said you've been here for 7 years, and using food also as a tool. How has that been able to support you?
So I've been working in other restaurants, and I really like learning Maltese cuisine. That's what I told Lester a while ago. I asked the recipe how to make the rabbit stew, and it's really nice to learn the other culture through food.
Yeah. So there's a sense between the two of you where we're talking about having your traditions and your values and culture, but also wanting to learn and educate other people. There's just so many different people coming to your restaurants and tasting your food. Is there anything that you'd like to share? We've got a few minutes left to continue.
Yes.
It's a fight over food or fight of the mic, as you wish.
I don't know. A restaurant is such a fantastic environment to be in because in terms of even my team is diverse. We have our locals, obviously, that have been with us for many years, and we have many foreign members of our team who play such an integral role in giving the food and service and hospitality that we want to give. Once the client walks through our doors, there's a sense of warmth, of well-being, of welcome. There isn't any issues about where you're from or what you do or how much money you earn. We're there to help them choose something local and traditional, but also to have some fun at the end of the evening. Who knows, maybe go out for a dance, sing a song with me. It happens a lot. And definitely have a drink as well at the end of the evening.
It sounds wonderful. All right. And
You're gonna be integrated in our party for sure. Because if you love singing, Filipino likes to sing as well.
Oh,
we love
my
karaoke.
We'll definitely have to exchange
Yes.
and share what we both do.
Yes.
Fantastic.
And have you taken part in any festivals where you can showcase both of your different styles and food and cuisine?
I'm too busy to go out to festivals. I've been asked a lot to do that, to offer our Maltese food on the stores and everything, that's in so many festas that happen in Malta. But I'd rather focus my energies on our premises.
Yeah. And yourself, would you take part in like food festivals just to showcase even more?
I did last here in MJAR, the Strawberry Festival. Yes, I went there, and it's nice.
Yeah.
It's really nice to see the culture, the celebration, the warm people.
Yeah. And when we're talking about food, but it just evidenced through this conversation how important it is in terms of your identity as well, and how you can bring it to Malta and keep it within Malta as a way to connect people and build bridges. Yes. Well, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure having you on the show today. And thanks to Hill and to Ben for joining us. And thank you for tuning in, and goodbye.
Empower to Integrate, a collaborative initiative by Aditus Foundation and the African Media Association Malta. This program is dedicated to advancing integration and social inclusion for third country nationals in Malta. It is funded by the Asylum, Migration and Integration Fund, co-funded by the European Union and carried out in collaboration with the Parliamentary Secretariat for European Funds.